The best DJs don't just blend tracks. They have go-to tricks and techniques that they can use across any genre and in any situation. The tricks that I'm going to show you in this video have helped me across countless situations. And honestly, I wish I'd known them when I first started DJing. You'll learn how to flip between genres using any track and how to pivot on the fly when the energy shifts without losing the crowd. These are not flashy gimmicks, they are real-world, battle-tested techniques that I've used for years. Whether you use Serato, Rekordbox, or a basic DJ controller, these tricks will help you build better sets, flip genres confidently, and actually stand out. This trick is all about switching the BPM with intention. In this example, we're going to flip from a hip-hop track into a house track which is double the tempo. Sometimes when you're at a gig, you just need to increase the energy by bringing up the BPM. And doubling the BPM in this way is the perfect way of doing that. I have certain tracks in my Serato library, like this one here by Cardi B, that I know will allow me to double the BPM without much effort. This Cardi B track is one of a small selection of tracks in my library that I know I can use as a transition into house music that will get me out of jail whenever I need it.
And I pay my mama bills, I ain't got no time to chill. Think these hoes be mad at me, they baby father run a bill. Say, little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is good shoes. I can get them.
And if you want, you can use stems to take out the drums.
Cut a nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance now, I make money move.
And we can take out the instrumental.
Gotta dance, I make money move. If I see you now, speak, that means sound bubble too. I'm a boss, you a worker. Come on, feet.
So as you saw there, you can use stems to make this mix cleaner, but you don't have to. For the first half of that mix, I simply mixed using the EQs, and this still creates the desired outcome of going from a hip hop track into a house track seamlessly. But stems will make this cleaner very easily, so if you use Serato or Rekordbox and you can use stems at your gig, stems will just tidy a mix like this up a bit, but it's not essential. Now, the only thing that you need to prepare to perform mixes like this at your gigs is a small selection of tracks that will allow you to double the BPM and go into a house set at around 125 to 130 BPM. This Cardi B track, Bodak Yellow, is perfect. Another track that I use sometimes is Bad and Bougie by Migos. Both of these tracks will allow me to go from hip hop into house seamlessly with no issues. If you want to learn exactly how to pull off transitions like this, step by step with deep breakdowns, I go into all of it inside my Creative Open Format DJ course. This next trick is called the sample switch up, and it's where you mix from one song into another track that samples that one. And the great thing about a transition like this is you can mix between genres or eras easily. So right here, we've got a track by Chic called Soup for One, and on this deck, we've got Mojo, Lady Hear Me Tonight, which is a house anthem that works in any party scenario. And this transition will help us go from a disco section of a set into a more upbeat dance and house music section. There are countless examples of mixes like this because so many big tracks sample old tracks from the 70s and 80s. And the really fun part of sample switch up transitions is coming up with your own creative ideas. And there's a website that you can use to help you. So this website right here is whosampled.com. And if I type in Mojo, Lady, and then press enter, you'll see the track that we're about to mix into right here. So let's click that. And then if we scroll down, you'll see contains samples of one song. And there it is, Soup for One by Chic. So if there's a popular track and you know that it contains a sample of an old song, but you can't quite place it, then this website will help you find out what song has been sampled. And this is perfect for creating sample switch up transitions like this one. This website is an amazing resource, and it's a great way of coming up with your own sample switch up transitions. So this example here is quite a simple one, but it is the perfect way of transitioning from a disco section of a set into a house section. When it comes to discovering your own sample switch up transitions, the possibilities are endless. And by using whosampled.com, you'll be able to come up with your own original transitions easily. If this is clicking with you and you'd like to try out some of these techniques yourself, then I've put together some free lessons from the course. They'll show you how to make your sets more creative and more responsive. All you need to do is hit the link in the description and I'll send them to your email. This next trick is all about using the reverb and echo effects as glue in your DJ sets. Let me explain. Reverb and echo can be very useful effects on their own, but I like to combine the two because this makes transitioning between two songs in your library of similar BPMs sound way cleaner and way more pro. So here on this deck, I've got Ocean Drive by Duke Dumont at 117 BPM. And on this deck, I've got a house track by Prunk at 127. And rather than mixing these two, I'm going to use reverb and echo on the Duke Dumont track to bring that song out of the mix with a nice clean tail of reverb and echo. And then I'm going to play this track, which is 10 BPM faster. But when you do this right, the jump in BPM is actually not very noticeable at all. And this is the kind of trick that you can pull off every time if you use the echo and reverb effects as a glue in your sets. So that transition there is super simple, but so effective because you can jump 10 BPM without interrupting the flow of the set in any way. And you can also do this without having pre-planned a mix, and you can do this on the fly in the moment when it's needed. The key is to be subtle with your use of reverb and echo and not overdo it. You don't want the effects to drown out the mix. You just want to use it as a glue to get into the next song as cleanly as possible. This is why I designed the course to work no matter what you play. It's about mindset and approach rather than sticking to a formula. And the DJs who get this, they always stand out. This trick is all about wide BPM transitions using the breakdown section of any track. And once you learn and perfect a trick like this, you can apply it to any set during the breakdown of pretty much any song. On this deck, I've got a track by James Hype, and I'm going to let it go into the breakdown and set a 4-beat loop during that breakdown. And because there are no drums during the breakdown section of a track, it's the perfect opportunity to do a wide BPM transition by bringing the tempo up to drum and bass speed. Now this is quite a wide BPM transition, so it's important to do this subtly, and at the beginning of the mix, don't bring the BPM up too quickly because it can be jarring. It's best to bring the BPM up slowly for the first half of the transition, and then for the second half of the transition, you can ramp up the tempo a little bit more.
Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. You still make my heart beat fast. Ferrari with me in the wave, but in the morning, 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 the morning.
As long as you perform this technique using the breakdown section, then this can be transferred to any track. And it's such an important skill to have in your DJ toolkit because it allows you to switch up the vibe like that immediately without any preparation. And as open format DJs, this can be super important. If you only take one thing away from this video, it's that you don't need 100 transitions to be a good DJ. You just need to master a few, know your music inside out, and trust yourself. These tricks are exactly the kind of thing that I break down inside my Creative Open Format DJ course. If you're ready to take your DJ sets to the next level and mix with more confidence, then the link is in the description. Now, stems are one of the biggest creative tools in DJing right now, but most DJs barely scratch the surface. If you want to see me break down exactly how to use them properly, then you should check out this video right here.